structures are the details that bring a scene to life. If the trains are the actors, the structures are the set. The stations in your towns give a reason for your passenger trains. The industries are a reason for your freight trains. There's a lot of kits available for today's modelers. Plastic, laser-cut wood, resin, plaster, and there's craftsman kits that combine all of them. Kitbashing is a term that model railroaders use that means changing or modifying a kit to better fit your railroad. Modelers kitbash for a number of reasons. One reason is to more accurately portray a prototype building. Maybe there's not a kit available of a structure that you want. Another would be to change the dimensions or the footprint. A lot of model kits might be too big or the wrong shape to fit an area on your railroad. And the last is so your railroad doesn't look like everybody else's. One common technique used by kitbashers is to change the size or shape of a building by cutting. On this particular kit, I am going to change a 3-story building into a 2-story building. I will cut along the architectural details of this building. It gives me a nice straight edge and something to cut up against. Because it's thick plastic, I use a razor saw. On thinner plastic, we can use a hobby knife. When you're almost through, you can actually snap the piece off. When done cutting, clean up the edge with sandpaper or emery paper. 150 or 220 grit works the best. Use it on a flat, hard tabletop or piece of glass to make sure the edge is perfectly flat. Be careful when you sand to make the edge perfectly flat or even slightly beveled to the inside. You want that visible edge to be razor sharp. On this kit, I'm going to be removing the second floor. Once you're done cutting and have trued up those edges, test fit the pieces to make sure there are no visible seams. I'm using liquid plastic cement to put these two pieces together. It dries very quickly, so you can move on to the next step rapidly. And we line those up, push them together. And now we've kitbashed a 3-story building to a 2-story building. Another common technique among us kitbashers is to change the building by changing details. On this kit, I'm going to brick up this garage door, and I'm going to show you how. The first step is to find the material. Here's a sheet of brick from my scrap box. This is thin plastic, so rather than using a razor saw, I'll use a hobby knife to score it, then snap it. After the initial cut, hold the piece up to the structure to get the exact width. Make your second cut, score, then snap. You may have to do a little sanding and final sizing. Once it fits, glue it in place. That is an easy and effective detail change that can really add a personal touch to your structure. Don't rule out the international kits. Sometimes with a simple coat of paint and detailing, you can take a foreign-looking building and make it quite American. Both of these two buildings were based on this engine house. The blue one, a simple coat of paint and some decaling turned it into an industrial building that'll fit just about any layout. I went further with this engine house and totally changed the appearance. Let me show you. On my engine house, I changed the roof line. I took the peak off of it. I extended the length of the building. There's a seam right here. I extended it about 4 inches. Probably the most important thing is I changed the footprint to match the spot in my layout. Now this side butts up against my backdrop, so it didn't need to be detailed. You can save these extra pieces and use them on other kits. I also painted the inside of my building. I'll hang lights from the ceiling here and it'll light up the inside so you can see into the engine house. Adds a lot of visual interest. Be sure to bring photos and dimensions of the spot on your layout to the hobby shop so you can find a kit that fits and a kit that looks like what you're trying to model. Oftentimes multiple kits can be used together and can be combined or kitbashed to make a different appearing or a building that more accurately represents the building you're trying to model. Here, let me show you. I brought this picture I took from my car of a power plant I wanted to model to the hobby shop. I quickly found a kit that matched what I was looking for, but I wanted to add an addition or an annex to this power plant. So I looked around and I found another kit that matched the architecture of the power plant, the arched windows and the roof line. I built the power plant itself pretty much box stock. The only change that I made was to brick in the arches and open up the doors and add a roof line where the addition was going to go. The addition I did quite a bit of work on. Now you can see compared to the box top that I actually changed this kit quite a bit. I cut some walls and re-seamed them. I changed the roof line, actually changed the roof, changed a number of things. But most importantly, I made it so it fit architecturally and cohesively with my power plant. With a little creativity and some ingenuity, kitbashing can really make an impact on your layout.